Now, the only other time I went to Israel was 13 years ago. One night, I went to the kotel at 1 in the morning. The place was almost empty except for me, my brother-in-law Yehuda, the Orthodox rock and roller, and his friend Reuven Halevi, who's an ex-Peace Corps volunteer, Berkeley hippie, and mystical tour guide who loves smoking pot almost as much as he loves studying Torah. That night, with no one around, under the lights and stars, a gentle drizzle, not even a drizzle, a mist engulfs us. It's like God's so happy to see us, he's crying the warmest, most heavenly tears. In the middle of the night, in the middle of the desert, there's this mist. It couldn't have been sweeter if it was milk and honey. Now, I can't get enough of that mystic Mishigas. So I went back a few days later and decided to read my Bar Mitzvah Haftorah at the wall. But that was 13 years ago, which is many years after my Bar Mitzvah. And I didn't know what my Pasha was. All I know is that the Haftorah began with Lama Toma Yaakov. And I was born in October, so it's got to be in Genesis. Lech Lecha. Go, find yourself. And on this day, I find myself standing next to the kotel. I read my Haftorah. I say an Amida. I close my eyes, and whoosh, I am off to someplace very special. And when I open my eyes, I have no idea what time it is. And I'm not talking hour a day. I'm talking millennium. I'm expecting there to be camels next to me. I'm expecting it's 2,000 years ago and that everyone's going to be in robes like in the movies. It was a moment in time and out of time and without time, and the only time I ever experienced anything like it. Fast forward to last summer. Here I am at the kotel with my rescue tefillin, and I am psyched for another mystic moment. I put them on. We touch the wall that their first owner may have only dreamt about. We pray. And nothing. Zip. Bupkis. And I've got to get back to the hotel for breakfast. But at least the tefillin mission was accomplished. The third mission. The third mission does begin in Filene's basement, where I found the one thing I needed for my trip, some nice black linen pants that I could wear for Shabbos. It's Israel, it's July, it's gonna be hot. So I find this great deal on a pair of Jane Bond pants. What a coincidence! It's these very pants! Stylish, or as stylish as I ever get, but they need to be hemmed. So I bring them to my seamstress and dry cleaner, Yaya. Yaya is Greek for Bobby. Now, Debbie's best friend in Needham is Susan Mavrogiannis, a lovely red-headed Polish girl who married her college sweetheart, Peter, a good Greek Orthodox boy. When the time comes to have a family, they give their kids good Greek names, but they decide to raise them Roman Catholic. I don't know how to say Shonda in Greek, but I bet you Yaya does. Now you should know, Yaya loves me. I'm a nice Jewish boy. I'm good to my kids, and I always kibitz with her, or whatever the Greek word for kibitz is. One of the things we talk about is the Greek Orthodox tour of Israel she went on several years ago, at a time when few Jews were going, and how she always wanted to go to Israel, and how much she loved it when she was there. So while she's pinning the hem, I mentioned my plans. She asked if I could do something for her. Instead of paying for the alterations, would I take the money, light a candle, and say a prayer at the Greek Orthodox Church? I can do that. And at 6:30 in the morning, on one of my last days in Jerusalem, I realized this is my chance. This is the time to complete my mission for Yaya. I get up, get dressed, and get down to the old city as fast as I can. Since I can't be bothered with a map, I stop by the first soda stall inside the Jaffa Gate and ask for the directions to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And one of the guys kibitzing with the shopkeeper, or whatever the Arabic word for kibitzing is, says, "If you want, I'll take you there. I'm a tour guide." Okay, how much? You know, I haven't had a customer in so long. Whatever you want to give is fine. So George and I head down the alley. He tells me his family has lived in Jerusalem for 5 generations, and about growing up there, and about the church, and how the Roman Catholics and the Greek Orthodox fight over it. And in a historic moment of compromise, they agreed that the Greek Orthodox can have the upper level, and the Roman Catholics the lower. Whatever that symbolizes is up to you. And everyone can have access to Christ's tomb in the basement. George asked me if there's anything special I'd like to see. No, I just need to light a candle for a friend. We go in. Even on a bright sunny morning, it's dark. There are mosaics and murals of Christ and etched silver pieces everywhere. And let me tell you, this place is old, and every inch reeks of church. There's been so much incense burnt here, and wine spilled, and tears shed. It has a smell like, what does it smell like? It smells like one of my old Hebrew school teachers. Only slightly older and slightly more earthy. George and I go upstairs. He shows me where the candles are and where the donation box, whatever the Greek word for pushki is. And he steps back to give me some privacy. In the next room, a priest is blessing a small group of pilgrims in Greek. Though he speaks softly, it's an amazing sound. As amazing as the buzz of dozens of different minyanim praying on different pages and with different accents at the wall, or the sound of a muezzin calling people to prayer. It's an only in Jerusalem sound. But it's getting late, and I'm getting hungry. So I put the $10 I owe Yaya in the box, and I take a candle. And this is where things get tricky. By the light of the candles and the reflections of the silver, I light the wick, and I deliver the prayer Yaya asked me to make. God, I have a message for you from Yaya. But I think you should know, I myself have no opinion on the matter. God, Yaya wants me to ask you, could you bring her children back to the Greek Orthodox Church? As sincere as I want this to be, I can't help but smirk. And George is giggling, and the priest next door is still blessing when I add, but you should know, I think they're a very nice family. Okay, George, let's go. No, George, I don't want to see Christ's tomb. There's no mission for me there. But if it's not too far out of the way, could you take me to the Kotel? And when it becomes clear George is only comfortable taking me so close, I thank him and wish him well and head off to the wall. Though I don't have my tefillin with me, I suspect something special might happen.